What makes someone truly terrifying? Is it the violence, or the fact that they look completely normal? Tonight, we read talking about one of America's most feared serial killers, a man who didn't hide in the shadows. He smiled. He blended in. He went to college. His name was Ted Bundy, and for years no one saw the monster coming. Ted Bundy was born in 1946 in Vermont. His childhood was complicated. For years he believed his grandparents were his parents, and his mother was his sister. He was intelligent, charismatic, studying psychology, even working at a suicide hotline. On the outside he seemed normal. On the inside, something was building. Later, investigators would learn he had disturbing fantasies that escalated over time. In the early 1970s, young women started disappearing in Washington state. College students, bright futures, gone without a trace. Witnesses described a polite man asking for help, sometimes pretending to have an injured arm. He would ask women to help carry books to his car. That was the trap. Authorities eventually linked him to murders across multiple states: Washington, Utah, Colorado, Florida, and more. He didn't fit the stereotype. That's what made him so dangerous. Bundy wasn't hiding in dark alleys. He was sitting in classrooms, dating, even volunteering in political campaigns. He used charm as a weapon. Survivors later described how normal he seemed. Calm, intelligent, soft-spoken. This shattered the public's image of what a killer looked like. America realized something terrifying. Evil doesn't always look evil. Bundy was arrested multiple times and escaped twice. Yes, twice. In 1977, while awaiting trial in Colorado, he jumped from a courthouse window. Later, he escaped from jail by losing weight, squeezing through a ceiling opening, and crawling through the building. It sounded like a movie, but it was real. And during his final escape, he committed some of his most brutal crimes in Florida. By the late 1970s, Bundy became one of the first killers to be heavily televised. His 1979 Florida trial was broadcast live. People were shocked. Some even sent him fan mail. The courtroom almost felt like a spectacle. But behind the cameras were grieving families and dozens of victims. Bundy was eventually convicted and sentenced to death. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in Florida's electric chair. Crowds gathered outside the prison, some cheering. But the story didn't end there. Bundy changed how America viewed serial killers. He forced law enforcement to improve communication across state lines. He showed that intelligence and appearance mean nothing when it comes to violence. To this day, his name remains one of the most feared in American history. Ted Bundy wasn't feared just because of what he did. He was feared because he looked like anyone. And that realization might be the scariest part of all.